I'm almost up here to this house on 1580 Palora, and I'm just giving you like a street scene of the neighborhood. These are like 50s or 60s block type houses, just a typical blue collar east side neighborhood. You know, pretty much mostly single story houses. And I don't know, stuff I saw was smaller in square footage, like 12 to 1400, whereas the subject is actually, and this is the subject, so this thing's probably got a bunch of addition built onto it. The structure looks decent. I don't see if there was ever a garage. That, you know, most of these don't have garages, so I don't think there was. So you end up with like this carport that's in pretty good shape. Could probably be redone. You know, the wood trim and the fascia looks okay. Might need a little bit of sanding. Obviously, we need exterior paint on the entire structure and the trim. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of ugly, I guess, but I mean, obviously, it's a total fixer with the type of numbers that they're talking about. I see like old style crank out windows here in the front and there on the side. So you know, I would assume it's going to need a new roof. The pool is going to need new equipment. I would assume it's going to need a new air conditioner. I'll come back around, but you know, this is just kind of like an entry level, you know, 1100 to 1500 square foot, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. I actually really like those. I think it's almost called like an Alexander, you know, or a Rexler and Kreisel or whatever type of architecture like that. That one's super cool looking with the palm trees and you know, basically just a couple blocks that way to the south of here is Desert Inn. This is Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So this is an LDS Mormon church right over here. I'll go back over and see what else I can see walking around that. I can't really get inside today. They said that like probably Monday they will let the top 3 offers go in and walk through it. They clarified that the people living in the house are friends of the owners and they're there with permission. They don't have a lease and they've never paid. But they are, there is a notice on file, and the buyer, the wholesaler, actually has a notice filed with the constable as well, just to firm that up, to make sure they know that they got to get out. So it doesn't sound like there'll be a problem, but you never know. But anyway, I actually like these older, you know, 50s and 60s style brick houses with the cool flat roofs. Personally, I like them. I'm sure a ton of these properties have been flipped, you know, within the last 10 years. And I'm sure that within the next 10 or 15 years, pretty much all the ones that haven't been will be. You can tell that one's pretty nicely taken care of. Looks like they're doing some landscaping right now. You know, but these are cool. These are cool properties. I would say the subject property is kind of out of place, you know, being that these are mostly single stories. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that that subject was a single story, and then they did a bunch of additions and stuff onto it, so don't really know. We've got a 2-story here and a 2-story there. You know, it's clearly a different neighborhood. You got some 2 stories over here. there's a 2-story. Here's the next street over, Burnham and Capistrano. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, just this same type of architecture all throughout here. Yeah, I mean, that property is a little bit out of, you know, not really in the same type of architecture as these are. I mean, I'm pretty sure these little single-story cool structures are pretty desirable, especially if they're really cleaned up. That one looks decent. I don't like the colors, but that one's pretty cute. It's got a garage. This one you can see like probably needs a little bit of work, a little bit of neglect in the yard. You know, these are going to be no homeowners association, so that one's really cool. They did like a newer southwest fascia on it, and some really nice landscaping, and they've got an RV gate that goes back there. Like, that one's super nice the way they did it, if you're into that style. So yeah, I mean, the neighborhood's pretty desirable. I mean, you know, you might not want to live over here, and I'm sure Mary wouldn't want to live over here. I wouldn't care. That's pretty cool. Looks like they've kind of revamped that one a little bit. Just kind of getting you an idea of what kind of a neighborhood we're dealing with. No homeowners association over here, like I said, so, you know, people aren't going to have HOA dues, which they don't like, and they're not going to have, you know, getting letters in the mail. So if they want to have like a truck parked on the property that's not running and it's got some weeds on it and stuff like that, that's just sitting, like this truck here, they probably get left alone. They got a bunch of junk out there. That trailer's just sitting there. You know, they got some junk. A lot of people just, that one's pretty cool, like cool colors with the aqua color front door. Carport. It's got that 50s style old brick detail. You know, a lot of people, and I'm one of them, don't like homeowners associations. They don't like to pay the dues monthly, and they don't like getting letters in the mail telling them they can't do stuff, or they gotta do this and that to satisfy the HOA. And you guys know that, but you know, if you want to have cars and stuff like that, then you should be able to do it. I guess people that feel that way tend not to live in HOAs, and people who are, you know, don't like it probably don't live in an area without an HOA. They probably want those protections. So, a little bit of brick wall falling down over here. Vegas Valley. So we're over like between Maryland Parkway and the way I'm heading now, heading west. I'm coming up on Maryland Parkway. And then we're on Vegas Valley. This is a major street, not super major, but pretty heavily traveled. Again, same time period. I mean, this is legitimate Las Vegas proper right here. This is the city of Las Vegas. When it was originally really growing and booming, this was where you lived. All that Summerlin and Northwest and North Side and all that West Side stuff, none of that stuff existed. This was original proper Las Vegas over here, and that's why all these houses are built like in the 50s and 60s, and they all kind of look similar type of architecture, and they're still desirable. You know, this one kind of a dump. You know, they don't clean up their yard very good, and you know, I think a mix of different demographics and people would want to live in this neighborhood, and there's only so much really, really nicely done property that's, you know, looks good. There's only so much of it that you'll find out there. So, you know, and you've got a good looking product at the proper price point with the kind of demand that we have right now, it shouldn't be too difficult to sell. Coming back up on the property. But yeah, I don't mind the neighborhood at all. That's just kind of the guy I am, though, you know. I could be comfortable almost anywhere, you know, as long as it's not dangerous and nasty and all that. So here's the subject property again right here. I'm gonna park over here on this side and just chill for a second. They've got like some I forget what you call those, oleanders, as like a windbreak and a little bit of privacy break. Got a palm tree, two really large trees right now that are out of season. Not sure what's up with those. It looks like there's some fallen leaves on the ground. So, you know, this property is gonna need landscaping. We'd probably do like some nice, what do you call it? Some nice desert landscaping. Some boulders and some rock and some plants, and clean it up, spruce it up. Obviously we paint, windows. I'm sure it needs a complete redo. I'm assuming it needs, I looked through the photos but I don't remember, but I'm assuming it needs a total redo on the kitchens and bathrooms and all the flooring and all the lighting and all the fits and finishes and fixtures. Those air conditioners, there's 2 of them up on the roof. Those look pretty old. I would assume we probably need to redo those. Backyard looks pretty good size. I know there was a pool back there that was drained and jacuzzi. Hopefully it's serviceable. Sometimes you feel some cracks, and usually most of the house flippers in Vegas, what they'll do is they'll fill in some cracks, and they'll usually just paint the surface of the pool with like a white or a blue paint, and change out the pool equipment. You know, you're probably going to get 20 grand more for the property with a pool in it. If you can spend 5 or 7 to fix it up to get 20, you probably do it. You know, if the pool is completely destroyed and it's going to cost you 12 or 15 to fix it up to get 20, then, you know, you might just fill it in with dirt. Those are the 2 options. So anywho, I think I already went down this street and now I'm just rambling, so I will cut it off. I will get some more information as to comps around here, and you can let me know if you're interested. There's plenty of other properties that'll be coming up, so if you're not interested, I can keep my eyes open for some more. All right, thanks guys.